Greetings, brothers and sisters. Praise the Most High. Today I want to do another audio on the ites, the mighty ones. And so I just want to start out by reviewing, and just to, in case there's someone new who hasn't listened before or is even new to this way, but it's just good to review. So I had done some other audios on ites, mighty ones, and how we ought not to be calling the Most High Elohim, because he is not many, he is one. And in the book of Enoch, it calls the mighty ones and Elohim. And in Tehillim, Psalms 8, the question is asked to Yahuah, what is man? Who is man that you are mindful of him, that you've placed him a little lower than Elohim? And so those are the mighty ones. Remember the ones who some of them decided that they were going to have offsprings, and so they mated with daughters of Cain and had the Nephilims. They also taught men a lot of inventions, and so those are the mighty ones. In Job, they call him Satan, but I don't know if that's who it is. But one of them came before Yah, and Yah asked him, "Where are you coming from?" He said, "Oh, walking to and fro on the earth." And it happened with Abraham also. So they're out there. And then we are told in Ephesians 6, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood," not flesh and blood, "but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." That's where our warfare is. We see each other, and unless we're mindful of the fact that we're not fighting that other person, is that spirit, that mighty one that's working through them, then we would be better off. We won't get into as many altercations, and when we realize what it's all about, who's behind this. So we're going to go on to talk about the ites of today. Remember in the scriptures where we were told of some people that the children of Yashrael were going to come against as they left Mizraim and was headed to the promised land, and they all ended with ites. So just like today, names have meanings, and yet people are naming their children names and not thinking about the meanings behind them. Not everyone, but lots of people. So it's the same with the ancient people. They were called by obvious traits in their character and traditions and occupations. Their names were significant, and it helped the children of Israel to identify them, because they all were pagans. The meaning of names is very important, and we must remember that. And I've said that many times on different audios. I've said it. I've mentioned it, that we need to be mindful of who we're naming our children after, I would say, don't name your children after anyone else. Give them their own beginning, their own place. Don't name them after anyone. Is that person a mighty one too? Why are we honoring someone to that point that we're going to give someone else's life the same name as one who has already lived? Something to think about, but I know man looks at that as an honor. But we have to consider the weight that's on that little one as they grow up. Something to think about. Beginning with Shemot, or Exodus 23, verse 20. Father says, "See, I am sending a messenger before you to guard you in the way and to bring you into that place that I have prepared. Be on guard before him and obey his voice. Do not rebel against him, for he is not going to pardon your transgression, for my name is in him. But if you diligently obey his voice and shall do all that I speak, then I shall be an enemy to your enemies and a distresser to those who distress you. For my messenger shall go before you and shall bring you into the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I shall cut them off. Do not bow down to their mighty ones, nor serve them, nor do according to their works, but without fail overthrow them, and without fail break down their pillars. And you shall serve Yahuah your Yahuah, and he shall prosper your bread and your water. And I shall remove sickness from your midst. Do not make a covenant with them, nor with their mighty ones. Let them not dwell in your land, lest they make you rebel against me when you serve their mighty ones, and it becomes a snare to you. So when they would begin to serve their mighty ones, it caused the children of Israel to rebel against Yahuah. We cannot have two masters. And we read that in Yahuah 6. You can't serve two. It's going to be one or the other. He said, throw down their mighty ones. Don't bow down to them. Don't do according to their works, but overthrow them, and without fail break down their pillars. And do not make a covenant with them, nor with their mighty ones. He said, let them not dwell in your land, lest they make you rebel against me when you serve their mighty ones, and it becomes a snare to you. I tell you what, we have gotten so far away from that. The way it's going now, everything's accepted, and it just everyone's welcomed. In fact, speaking of that, I don't even have a welcome mat at my door, because I got to thinking, who and what are we welcoming? Not everything's welcome at my doorsteps. No. So I don't even have one. I don't have one. At one point I had one, but it was on the inside of the door. When I came to the revelation, so I'm bringing this mat in the house. And so if I open the door to let someone in, then they are welcome. It could be there, but then after that one was done, I didn't buy another one. So let's start with the Canaanites. They practiced pagan rituals such as idol worship, child sacrifice, and they also represented moral and spiritual challenges. Yah warned his people to avoid the temptation to learn their practices. See, when we learn the practice of others, as strong as we might want to be, it takes us over. That's why we have to be careful what we're reading, what we're studying, who we're hanging with, so they say. Because in 2 Corinthians, I think it is, it says, be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. So we have to be mindful of our surroundings and the people we associate with, because they are influences for good or for evil. So we have to know where we're at, be mindful. It's either going to promote deeds of wickedness or righteousness. Who are we associating with?